you excited?
I'm excited and a little nervous.
Yeah, you're a little nervous.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm excited because it's just like a big step in the right direction that we need. This is actually the first time that we filmed anything, so this might be a little awkward. What do you want to say?
Yeah, we've been trying to conceive for the last year or so.
Yes.
And we decided to go to a fertility clinic.
If it hasn't happened naturally in a year, they recommend for you to go see a specialist. So we have our first appointment. I have been to like the OB to check things out and they said everything was great. Luca got checked out and they said everything is great. So let's see what we find out. This is just a consultation, so we might not actually come to any conclusions today, but it is just step one and hopefully a not very long process. We just got done with our first appointment at a fertility center. They were really nice. How did you feel about it?
I feel really good about it. Yeah, they're super nice.
So I did an ultrasound and blood work, and pretty much they said that everything looks perfect, but they did tell me to not work out for 4 to 5 days after ovulation. Up to now, I've worked out every single day. Like, not, I don't want to say every single day because of course I have rest days, but after ovulation, I work out probably 4 out of 5 days, and they said that your uterus needs to have, I can't remember if it was oxygen flow or blood flow or probably both. And when you work out, your body it goes into fight or flight mode, and it's like, screw the uterus, my body and my muscles need that blood and oxygen, something like that. Pretty much it's just that general idea that when you work out and your heart rate goes over 140, then your body is taking away resources and energy from your uterus, and it is giving it to your muscles. And so she did tell me to not work out 4 to 5 days after ovulation and to keep my heart rate below 140, even on the days that I do work out. That's good information, and to be honest, it's something that I suspected this entire time of like, should I really be doing intense workouts like this, considering after ovulation and implantation and fertilization needing to occur. It was a really informative appointment. So we are on our way to the appointment. Before the IUI, this appointment to check my eggs to see if the medicine letrozole increased them in size, I think. Clearly I need to ask more questions.
Yeah.
Today will tell us when they can induce ovulation and when I need to inject myself with Ovidrel, which is like a hormone thing to make me ovulate. Wish me luck. Okay, so we just had our second checkup appointment to check my eggs, and they said that there's one that is a really good size. It's 23 centimeters.
It's gonna be 23 by the time.
Yeah, it's 22 and a half right now. I had 2 other eggs that were like 14 each, which is small. So the 23 centimeter one is the golden egg, as they call it, and I just have to wait for a call from the doctor to know when I need to use this thing. It's like a injection. I have to inject into my lower belly. And we're just waiting for that call. It is December 23rd today?
December 23rd,
It's December 23rd. We're waiting to even fly home, like to even book our flight. So we'll see. So I just heard back from the doctor after this morning's checkup. They said that everything looks good. They're gonna have me do the trigger shot tomorrow night, which is Christmas Eve. And I have to inject it myself, which I don't know how that's gonna go. And then the IUI is gonna be the 26th at 10 a.m. So pretty much we are flying up to Sacramento in about an hour, so it's the 23rd, and then we fly back at 6 a.m. on the 26th for the procedure. And then the other thing that they told me is that my thyroid is a bit high. It was a 4.3, and my last time getting it tested like 2 weeks ago was at like a 3.2, so it went up, and they want it at like a 2.5. So they said they're putting me on medication. for my thyroid. I did confirm that I do have a family history. Both of my grandmothers have thyroid issues. One of them has been on medication for years, so it's definitely a genetic thing. But I also feel like it's stress related. To be honest, I don't know. I have not really looked into it yet because this is literally the first that I've heard of it being a problem, and so I need to look into it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bummed that I have to take medication just because I'm not a fan of taking prescription medication. I really try to lead a healthy life proactively and like preventatively. There's very personal reasons as to why I'm not a fan of prescription medication. I don't think it's, you know, the worst thing in the world. I would never ever shun prescription medication under a doctor's orders for something serious, but I definitely am curious to see how I could help reduce my thyroid levels, whatever it's called, on my own. So yeah, I'm gonna take the medication, but I'm also gonna see what else I can do to help. So I think one side definitely is genetic, but the other side, I am just curious if there's anything environmental or something that is in my control. We are gonna head home for Christmas, and I will update you guys once we do the trigger shot. Ooh, let you know how it goes. So it is Christmas Eve and we have to do the trigger shot tonight. So Luca is gonna do it for me. I really do not like needles. Just ate Christmas dinner, so I'm bloated. I have a food baby and now I just need a real baby.
Whatever you want, either side. Which side you prefer?
Okay, let's do this side.
This
I'll
side,
do right here. And it said it an inch away.
An inch away, yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
okay.
That's perfect. Yeah, either here. So.
At a 45 to 90 degree angle.
45 to 90 degree. And I'm gonna go really slow. Okay. That's what you need to do. Really
Okay.
slow.
Go
It's
ahead.
gonna be fine. And I'm gonna pinch.
Can I
What
be
do you
looking
think?
at my phone?
Yes, you can.
All done?
I need to, yeah, wait. I was supposed.
Huh?
We didn't get the cotton, like, you know.
Yeah, the gauze.
The gauze.
Okay, that's fine. Get a paper towel. It's fine.
No.
I don't like it. I don't like it. Yeah. Okay. Am I bleeding?
I can look at it.
I could like pass out.
Yeah.
Can I sit down?
Yes, you can.
I'm such a baby. Should I lay down?
Yeah. I'm sorry, I wasn't really good.
You weren't good?
I'm sorry.
Why?
I don't think you were supposed to bleed that much, honestly.
It's like not even a dime.
I was definitely shaking a bit.
Aww. Okay, first injection done. Let's hope we don't have to do any more of these. Tomorrow's Christmas, and then we have the procedure at 10:30 in the morning the day after Christmas. So here we go. Do you have something in your eye or are you crying?
No, it's something in my eye.
You're getting emotional. Okay, so we just did the IUI. How was it?
I mean, I didn't need to do much.
You need to do something.
I had to do something, yeah.
No, but for me, it was quick. It was probably like the actual injection until they were done. It was like 45 seconds, but it was a long 45 seconds because they poke you and it hurts, but it feels really similar to a pap smear, but a little bit more of a sharp pain. But afterwards, so after you get the IUI, you have to lay there for 15 to 20 minutes. And afterwards is when I started having cramps, and they felt a lot like period cramps, but pretty severe ones. So now it's just the waiting game, the dreaded 2-week wait. Seriously, the bane of my existence. I am about to get my first acupuncture treatment for fertility. My endocrinologist recommended that I get acupuncture as a form of reducing stress, and I got a referral to this place from a friend, so we'll see how it goes. I just got done with my first acupuncture appointment and it was good. I really liked the woman who I saw. Her name is Linda. And she gave me this book. It's called Feed Your Fertility. So I'm really excited to read this. Their approach is all very natural, very holistic, which I appreciate. I'm gonna go back weekly. And I am on cycle day 27 today, which means I'm gonna get my period, or I hope I don't, but you know, it would be any day now. I expected to start today actually, and I didn't. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed, but we'll see. Really not getting my hopes up. Luca, are you in heaven right now?
I literally could do this for hours. Like, no problem.
We're babysitting our best friend's baby, Aria. I really think Luca is enjoying this more than Aria. I think Luca has more maternal instincts than I do.
We're paternal, would be in that case,
but okay, true, paternal. I have some, but Luca is on another level. Hi guys, we are on our way to SCRC. A quick update. I got my period. I didn't do a video because honestly I was going to, but I was just so like numb that I just kind of powered through the first few days, gritting my teeth. I really wasn't that upset, but I just didn't really have the words for a video. So got my period, on to cycle number 2 of an IUI. I started taking letrozole again and the cramps have been crazy from it and I've just been so fatigued. It's definitely not an easy process with taking all these like hormones and prescriptions. Today is cycle day 11. I am ovulating early. I was supposed to go in on Monday for my ultrasound to check to see, you know, like the egg development and everything, and it is Saturday and I got a peak day today. So I'm probably gonna be ovulating tomorrow, which means I don't even know if we're gonna be on time for the trigger shot this cycle. So they determined that I'm gonna trigger shot tonight, IUI Monday. They didn't really tell me as many details this time about...
You're driving, it's better if
I'm not driving, I'm
yes,
parked.
Okay, go.
I have one egg on the left that is 23 millimeters, which is good, but they didn't tell me about any other ones. They that was like the main one they were focusing on.
Like it. That's it?
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Are you ready?
I am ready. Are we gonna show also the mess?
I mean,
it's
I'm trying to avoid the mess. It's kind of impossible right now.
The Christmas tree is still up.
I know. It's only January 11th. That's not that bad.
Today is January 20th.
What?
How did you? Are you stuck?
My mind was genuinely convinced.
Are you freaking stuck to the 11th?
I have no idea. All right, guys. So it is January. Are you sure it's the 20th? It's the 19th.
It's almost the midnight.
So it is January 19th, and I'm about to do. Well, Luca's about to do the trigger shot. We just got done at dinner out with friends, so I have like my lipstick is still kind of there. So this is gonna be the second trigger shot. Let's hope that Luca gets better at this one because the last one I had a bruise for 2 weeks that like turned yellow and everything.
I feel really bad.
The one we did on Christmas Eve. Let's see how this one goes. Last time I had something to look at. I'm gonna get your phone. Okay, I think we both did better this time. Second Ovidrel shot is done. Sorry, I feel like a mess right now. Definitely have not been working out. I mean, I can't. I'm told not to, so that's a little hard for me. When I don't work out as much, my eating kind of goes a little bit by the wayside, so.
Mine with yours.
Yeah, and then he follows. So we've been a little off track, but it's okay because it's like no amount of retaining lowered body fat or visible abs is worth it if that's standing in the way, you know? We don't know if it is. No amount of progress is worth forfeiting a baby. So, yeah. All right, IUI number 2. The only thing that they told me to do differently this time is to go with a full bladder. And you guys, after the procedure, you have to lay there for 15 to 20 minutes. So not only am I gonna have to have a full bladder for like at least 30 minutes leading up to the appointment, I'm gonna have to have a full bladder for like 20 minutes after the appointment. I feel like there's nothing worse than really needing to pee and not being able to go. I have to be like bedridden for the next 4 days, and then after that I do want to actually work out a little bit, because last month I didn't, because I was so like, you know, just I didn't want to mess anything up. But I think getting my body moving a little bit after like 4 DPO should be okay. This time it did not hurt at all.
It was quick.
And it was super quick. Super quick. Hi guys, so I thought I would give you guys a little update. It is January 31st and I am 11 DPO, and this month has been very different for my symptoms. I pretty much have no symptoms, nothing. And all the past months, it's been like really intense cramps, really heavy swollen breasts, and just all the symptoms that made me think like, oh yeah, like I have to be pregnant. And I wasn't. So when I started comparing symptoms from this month to last month, it was at about 7 DPO that I was realizing like, hey, the last few months I was already getting sore breasts by now, and they're not sore at all. And every single day it was just like nothing is happening, and like no symptoms, no cramps. I've had some cramps, but they've just been very light, so nothing that severe. And so of course I Googled it, and it seems like that's a good sign. And I have to say, last night, 10 DPO, I really got my hopes up, and me and Luca we talked for like an hour about like pretty much talking as though I'm pregnant. And then I woke up this morning, and I don't know why. I think it's because I started getting some cramps, and I was like, oh, this feels like I'm getting my period. And then like I went from being on a really high to a really low, and I just was really down today, and I felt like, why did I get my hopes up so much? And I did take a pregnancy test, and it was negative, but it's early, and I knew that. That got me down even more. I think that after this month, if I'm not pregnant, I might share it publicly, because it's just getting to be a lot to like hide, I guess, because I'm so close with all of you girls, and I'm always so open and honest about my journey. And this has just like really thrown me completely for a loop with my fitness journey and just my life, you know, like literally everything revolves around whether I'm in my follicular phase, or whether I'm ovulating, or whether I'm in my luteal phase, and the 2-week wait, and what hormones I need to take, and what, you know, just everything. And so it consumes me, and I hate having to feel like I'm living a completely different life on social media, because my Instagram page and everything has just been very real and raw about my life. I've never strived to be, I never want to be the person that like has the perfect life on Instagram. And so because I am used to just sharing kind of just where I'm at and where my thoughts are and sharing my struggles, for me to not do that, it's really been hard. I just think it will be so much easier if I can loop you girls in with what's really going on. So we will see. Who knows when I'm gonna post this. It's January 31st. I will find out in the next 4 days if I am pregnant. Wish me luck. Hi guys, I wanted to give you guys an update after my second IUI. It was not successful. I am not pregnant. And you know, It's hard because in that 2-week wait, you kind of go through a mental battle of not wanting to get your hopes up because, you know, you've been like let down so many times. But it's hard because each month you think like, what if this is it, you know? I really, really was convinced that this month was it. And it's not. Luca actually took it harder than I thought he would because apparently, poor Luca, I went to brunch yesterday and on my way back, I stopped by the Dollar Tree because I've been told that they have really sensitive tests that can detect very early pregnancy. And they're only $1. And Luca knew about this. And so you guys, this is very typical of Luca. It was raining and I was driving home and he was worried. So he was following me on Find My Friends. And it's kind of normal for us. Like if I don't know where he is, like I'll check Find My Friends, you know, or he'll do the same to me. And like I even have it on for family members. And so apparently he was following me on the way home on Find My Friends. He saw me stop at the Dollar Tree and he said that he kind of created this dialogue in his head of, she must have gotten a positive this morning and she's stopping to get more to confirm it. And so when I got home, I noticed that he was like, hey, like, did you test this morning? Did you test? And I was like, hold on, like I did, but like it wasn't positive. And you know, like I am gonna take another test just to like double check. And I still had some like little bit of hope left. And I went to the bathroom, didn't even need to take a test because I got my periods. Again, sorry if there are guys watching this. When I walked out, as he was waiting for me to like do the test, I walked out and I was like, no, like got my period. His jaw dropped. He was just like, for like 5 whole seconds because he had kind of convinced himself that I was pregnant and I was getting extra tests to confirm. And that like broke my heart, you know, just to like see him take it so hard. He also told me last night before we were going to bed, and we were just chatting about the whole thing, and he was like, also, I didn't tell you this, but earlier in the week I was scrolling through Facebook and I saw like a kind of a cartoon type thing of a woman who was struggling to conceive, and it was talking about something about like how hard the 2-week wait is. And he was like, and I just started bawling. The worst part of this for me, it's very devastating each month, but like I can handle it. To see Luca be affected by it so much, it's the worst part for me. With that being said, we're kind of in a, I don't want to say a hard spot, but we're just like not really sure what to do next because we're pretty sure that we don't want to do a 3rd IUI and we just want to go straight to IVF. But we might also take 2 months off because there's a lot of like work stuff that I could get done in these next 2 months. I will let you guys know when I have a next update. Talk to you guys later. On our way to SCRC for our 3rd month of fertility appointments. We are going to ask them about IVF and just kind of start seeing what the next steps are and where we want to go. We kind of don't know, huh?
Yeah, we don't know.
I wanted to give you guys an update after my appointment yesterday at SCRC, which was on day 3 of a new cycle. So pretty much things kind of really got thrown for a loop yesterday and the plan has changed. So once we were there, we decided that we are gonna do a 3rd IUI just because why not, and just to know that we tried, and then if it isn't successful, we'll take a break in March and then we will probably do IVF in April. But after the appointment yesterday, I got a call. So first I did blood work to check my hormone levels, and then they did an ultrasound to check my eggs, and both came back great. They said my FSH was an 8, which is really good, and that she said I have over like 20 eggs, so that's good too. But because it is my 3rd IUI, she wants me to do an HSG procedure, which is pretty much where they are going to shoot a black like dye through my fallopian tubes to see if there are any blockages. And a blockage can happen from a woman that might have had multiple pregnancy losses or polyps or things like that. And so what they do is they shoot the black dye in your fallopian tubes and they will take an x-ray. When you do an x-ray, that pretty much is going to, for a lack of a better word, ruin all of my eggs. And so I will not be able to do an IUI with the eggs that I have right now, and so what they are going to have me do is go on birth control for 10 days, which is just like the most bizarre thing to think about, that I need to go on birth control for, they said 7 to 10 days, because pretty much what they need to do is to force me to start a new cycle. And so I'm gonna be on that birth control for 7 to 10 days. I'm gonna go off of it. It's gonna trigger a new cycle, which means I'm gonna have 2 periods this month. And then once that new cycle starts over, that's when I will start taking letrozole again, and I will just pretty much, you know, back to business as usual, preparing for the next IUI. I also have to take antibiotics because of the dye. So I started the birth control last night, and then I'm just waiting for them to let me know when the HSG procedure is going to be, and then I'm gonna be taking the antibiotics a few days before that procedure. Okay, go get it. So that is the newest update. Before my 3rd IUI, I'm doing an HSG procedure. I have to be on birth control to trigger a new cycle to start over. Alrighty, here we are. I am about to do an HSG procedure, which is where they're going to shoot black dye or ink or something like that at my fallopian tubes to see if there are any blockages. I know. How do you feel about it?
I don't know how I feel about it. How do you feel about
I'm actually excited because it's just more answers. It's just like another thing to check off of, like, we checked that, we tried that, even though I'm sure it's stress. But anyways, still gotta, you know, just to be sure. All right, so the HSG is done and it was perfect. The doctor had a trainee in with him, so he was talking out loud and explaining things more than he otherwise would have. Yes, I want a banana. And he was like, because when they shoot the black dye or ink or whatever through your fallopian tubes, the goal is to see if it like gets stopped anywhere, if there are any blockages, or if it has trouble moving through, and it didn't. And he was like, look at that, like it flew through perfectly, which means there are no blockages. And he said just like literally everything looks perfect, which is so frustrating to hear at the same time. It's good to hear, don't get me wrong. I would much rather hear that than the opposite. Right. But at the same time, it's like, so what's going on, you know?
So there is nothing physiologically wrong with us. Like,
yeah.
It's just, you know.
It's stress.
Probably.
It's stress. Yeah. No, it is. I'm positive. After the procedure, we talked to my doctor. She didn't do the procedure. And she went over the results with us. And we told her, like, because there's literally nothing wrong. And this whole process is very heavy and stressful. We've already been leaning towards kind of just taking a break. And she was like, yeah, take a few months off. And she said that after this procedure, it actually is like a lot of times people end up getting pregnant because it, I don't know, clears things out, I guess. And so fingers crossed that happens, but if it doesn't, we're okay with that. And we're gonna set a date for like what, June to do IVF?
Yeah, May, June, we just
May, June.
IVF and
yeah, just go straight to IVF, not do the 3rd IUI, and we're just gonna relax these next few months. Not even think about it, just live.
Relax.
What's that for?
Well, we still need to work, you know, and some stress is gonna be just part of the game.
Yeah, you mean work like actual work.
Actual work.
App
yeah.
work.
Yeah, app work.
Because we do still need to do other things.
Yeah.
But, yes. I think that I'm really, guys, like all of this stuff with like the app and just how everything's exploding, it's a huge learning process for me and for us and for working together and growing and building a team. And so we're only learning more and more how to manage and how to improve. I feel like we're in a good spot. Like we moved into the WeWork, which is great. That takes a lot of stress off of me because I have my own kind of working space now. So yeah, I'm hopeful. And if not, it's okay. What I don't want to do is I don't want to go through these next few months like waiting, like am I gonna get my period? You know, like what DPO am I? I don't want to do that. I just want to be a normal human being, enjoy my life with my husband, and yeah, see what happens. I feel like we won't have to do another video for a few months or until if we're pregnant.
That's true. Yeah.
So, see you guys later.
So?
Okay, so. Hi guys. First of all, if you are still watching, you deserve a gold star
Yeah, it
or
was a long blog.
something. Yeah, there was a lot in that blog, and so I appreciate you sticking with us all the way through. And yeah, so we wanted to just give you the most current update we possibly could. Today is March 4th. The last you heard from us, it was after I did the HSG procedure, where we mentioned that we are just wanting to kind of forget everything if possible for a few months and not try,
right.
And that is still where we're at. I deleted all of my fertility apps. I have stopped tracking my cycle, my ovulation, and everything. We've tried to stop talking about it, but it's a little hard.
It's gonna take maybe a little bit more time.
I think it's gonna take like another month or two to completely kind of release, and let go of everything. But yeah, so we are not trying, we're just trying to live life and enjoy our time together. And
we're going to Disneyland.
Yeah, we're going to Disneyland on Thursday. We also just wanted to say a huge thank you to everyone for your outpouring of love and support.
Thank you everyone,
Yeah, it's really made all the difference in the world. And for those of you that have shared similar stories or are going through the same thing, our heart goes out to you guys. And yeah, I think we probably are not gonna be doing another update until we have news of either going forward with IVF and these were the results, or hopefully when the day comes of an actual pregnancy announcement. We just want to give ourselves the room to just kind of live and be in the moment and to almost kind of try to forget about it.
Right.
So yeah, thank you guys again so much for all of your love and support. We hope you enjoyed this vlog, and we will see you guys next time.
Thank you everyone.
Bye.